guys, it's Peg, and I'm just gonna jump in here because I've got insomnia, and I thought I would share what I was playing with here on my desktop. Let me see. Let me see if I can find the live. My channel, my live. Okay, so I can see that. And I'm just going to set that up here in case anybody joins me, because, I know there's other non-sleepers out there. So anyway, I've been moving my stuff to my upstairs studio because, it's really cold in the basement. And one of the things that I wanted was kind of one of those all-in-one tool things that, I've got the envelope maker, I've got the scoreboard, I've got all that stuff. But, this is a smaller space and I don't want to have all these individual things. So I thought I would invest. One of the things I thought I'd do is, instead of spending money traveling to a craft show this spring, I would spend the money on a tool that I really thought I might get some use out of. Now, this is called The Works. It's from We Are, and it has a trimmer, scoreboard, envelope, tab, tag, pom-pom maker, tassel maker, bow maker, stamping tool, banner. It does all of this stuff. And so I thought, well, okay, so that should take care of a lot of my tools that would normally be separate tools that I'd have to have a space for each one of those things. Now I can put this one thing in a drawer and be happy with that. And I will post a video of some of the changes that I've been doing up here because, people have asked me, well, what are you changing around? What's different? How are you doing this? But I'd seen a video where they had one tool that was doing stenciling. And I thought, well, I can adapt this tool to do the same sort of thing. So what I did, this is the stamp portion of this tool, and it's magnetic, and you can just take this and set it aside. You can use this like if you wanted to put your gel print on there and use it as a stamp, or your plate. It comes with a couple of magnets like this, and it comes with these pegs that fit in these holes down here. Now I don't know, I think these were meant for the bow making. When you look at the instructions, it's used for the bow making and the pom-pom making and that sort of thing, because you're wrapping thread around those to tie off. But I thought, let's do a dual purpose. See, here it is doing the bows so that you can tie your bow. But I thought, let's do a dual purpose with those and use it as an anchor for my stenciling. So what I did is I took a hole punch, and I had to have, I've got a couple of different sizes of hole punch. I punched a hole initially with this tool. Well, this wasn't big enough for the pegs that were going in this. So I had to go to an old-fashioned hand punch, which is a little bit bigger end on it, so that I can make the holes big enough in my stencil to put the peg through here. So let me get punches out of the way, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, because here's my stencil. This is a Gina K stencil, and I've got some Catherine Pooler ink, and now I've got this thing with the pegs holding it down, and I can just ink up my tool real easily, and it's going to hold that in place. And, even if I wanted to lift up and look, I can look and see what's going on under there. I can change out my ink pad. Let's get this orange color and go around the edge here. Make this look kind of like a zinnia or a dahlia, something like that. Thought that would be pretty with the orange on here on the edges. And I'm just playing. See, this is just some copy paper and a stencil. And I can make it as dark as I want around the edge. It's not going to slip and slide all over the place, because I've got it anchored down with those pegs. So let's look and see what's going on underneath here. Well, that's looking pretty, right? If I want to go back to the yellow and brighten that up some more, I can grab some more of that. Get a little more in-depth coloring. So you can see how easy this becomes, because you can place things. And, if you've got those different stencils where they're layering stencils, sometimes it's harder to line those up. So you might consider something like this. So here's the thing. Here's the pegs. There's 4 that come with this. And they just plug into each other like this and make a tube. And then it stores right here on the side of your tool, so you're not going to lose track of them. That's one of my issues with tools, is losing track of the pieces. But it stores right here on the side. And here's the stencil. So you can see here's the original mark where I punched it the first time and it wasn't enough. And here's where I came back with a little bit larger hole punch and punched these holes. And this is just my copy paper. I punched some holes in the copy paper too, because I wanted to hold it in place. So, you wouldn't have to do that. You could just butt your paper up against here and tape it down. But I wanted to make sure everything was secure. So I put my pegs in here, added my stencil, put the pegs in. It comes with these magnetic pieces also. So you've got that. And then it's got a trimmer here. So if I want to trim it down. Now, one of the things I'm finding out is it trims on right here. I was expecting it to cut over here, because normally you're cutting on something here on a trimmer. Not with this one, where this lines up to trim. Let me get this where I want it. Okay, where it lines up to trim. And you see with your scoreboard here, you've got a line here so that you can see exactly where it's going to cut. You've got the line here that it's going to cut on. And then just like that, I can trim my piece down. Or I can come from the other side. If I wanted to make this a card front or something, or a page element, to go on my page. But this is ratty, this is raggedy, so I'm gonna trim that. Oops, see, I caught that. It's always best to come the other direction. And let's do it about there. So I'm not sure that I'm loving the blade on this. You almost have to put it into the paper in here so that, you see what I'm saying? If I go to cut this piece of paper, if I am just coming from above or below, because the way the blade is, sometimes it wants to, if you're going fast, sometimes it wants to catch on there. So if you're putting your blade down, you can come into the middle and go both directions. That's not a problem. I don't know if you can actually get a score blade for this. I'm going to investigate and see if you can. But it looks like, I don't know if there's a way to change that out or not. I'm going to have to find out. Trimmer. Huh. It doesn't say that there is. So that might be an issue for me because, when these things get dull, you have to have a way of changing out the blade. So I'll go on We Are website and see about that. To me, it seems like they should have something to change that with. But I don't see a way. Just looking at it right now, I don't see a way. So I'll investigate and let you guys know in the community chat what I find out about that. But so far, I'm liking, what I can do with this. It's trimming fine. If I just want to, trim up a piece of paper. But like I say, if you're coming from above and you're coming fast, sometimes it's catching right there. So just be careful when you're cutting. Just know that might be a possibility when you're, going fast and hitting the edge of the paper. Because it's not like other trimmers that I've had. Anyway. So it's kind of an all-in-one thing. It's got the magnets, the cutter, the scoreboard. This part over here is for your envelope punches. And here's my stamping tool. It's magnetic, and it's one of those that has the push to it. And these can just store on the back side. Here's the tool for the envelopes, and it's got all your measurements. It's got the information for the banner, the envelope, and the different size envelopes. It's got your score tool built in here so that you can, just pull that out to do your scoring. So I think this is clever the way they've put it all together. The only thing I'm seeing is I have to find out whether or not that blade is replaceable, because that's going to be a bummer if that blade is not replaceable. So, and then this is not my favorite way to stamp with the push down like that, but it's okay. I mean, you can re-ink and stamp again if it's not working the way you want it to. Let's play with that a little bit. Let's put this piece of paper in here. and decide what I want to put on there. Just pulling out some different stamps here. So here's a I like that texture better. Let's do that. So if I want to stamp this, say I want to stamp that there. I'll pick it up with my stamp tool, but this is the rubber stamps, which I like. Does not appear that it wants to stick on there very well. So I might need to clean this one. Let me get some water. All right. Yeah, just needed cleaning. So now it's sticking, all right? So now I've got my paper positioned. I can put my magnets on it to hold it in place. I think I want some stronger magnets, so any paper with any heft, this really is not holding. I guess you got to get it up. Must be, you got to have it in a certain area, because down here it's not holding. Got to have it up above. So I'm learning that it has to be there. Okay, so now I've got this bright yellow that we were stamping with, or stenciling with. I'm going to ink this up. You set it on the magnets and set it down, and then you push to transfer the ink. And if it's not dark enough, you can come back and stamp again. But you can see right here, you can see that image. It's not real clear. Let me do it on a piece of this paper that we just cut off. Put my magnet down, ink this up with our yellow. And stamp. And then I can move my paper if I want it in another spot. And let's pick a different color. Let's move it this direction a little bit. And this time, let's do it in the orange peel. Get a little variety here. Ink that up with the orange peel. And I'm going to move this paper because I don't want to get the ink on the plastic so much. I can see through there where it's going to stamp. I'm going to stamp it right there in the orange peel, which is a different color. And then I can change it around. Come up here, decide where I want it to go. Suppose I want it like right in there. No, let's go this way. Put the magnet down, pick up the stamp. Stamp it again. So, you know, this works. If you just want to take one tool with you someplace and you need one thing that does it all, this will work for that. Because you got multiple tools here that will work for you. Okay. So there's stamping using the works. The works. You can see how that works. Get rid of these stamps. I have a smaller desk up here. I can't put as much stuff on it. But it's working for me. You know, I'm not cold. It's staying warmer. So I'm liking that. But I think what I may want to do, what did I do with those other stencils over here? So like these, Tim Holtz, it's already got one hole in the top. Let me see if I'm going to stick this on the back before I lose it. I want to see if that one fits the peg. I'll grab a couple of these pegs and I'll just take the first one off of here. Or not. Oh man. Having one of those days. You ever have one of those days? This thing is stuck. I've never had one of these get stuck before. Have you? There we go. I think it's turning now. All right. So there's the stencil. It has a pretty large hole. It looks like that's going to go right through there. So what I want to do then is let's take our punch. And my marker. If I take this, put it in there, and then I can make a punch hole here, and a punch hole here. Yeah, so now I've got 3 holes. So let's put these inks away and get something else out. Let's see. That's not dark enough. Let's get this one here. This is called Sky Blue. So we're going to take our pegs and I'm just going to fasten the stencil in place like that. I've got one extra. Let's take this piece of paper that we were playing with. And get a blue brush. Let's go this way. There we go. Need to keep that in place. Do you guys have one of these silicone things? You can just get the ones for the kitchen off of Amazon that keep these things in place so they're not running all over your desk. So I'm going to stencil with this one. Like that. And then we're going to do the other end. So that's pretty cool. And then all I'd have is 2 other holes at the top, but it keeps this stationary along here. And I can just wipe up with some water. So I like that a lot. I think that's pretty cool. Now I can't remember what the name of the other tool was that did this, but I thought it was pretty expensive for something that just held your paper in place with pegs. And this has all of these other functions. So this is what I went for. And then I don't have to carry up all these other tools from the basement because I've got this all-in-one works deal that is going to accommodate me. So that's pretty cool. Now, the other thing that I sent for is something from another artist. I had been talking to, I think it was Patty Tolly Parrish, and here's the other stencil where I'll punch the holes to go on this one. She was telling me about an artist that was having some difficult times and that she needed help, and she had an Etsy store so we could support her, and I highly recommend doing that to artist friends. Hey, scrappy girl Dana, how are you? And so I had grabbed some of her watercolors, and I'll show you what they look like. So this is how she packaged it. Her name is, oops, that's where I mailed some stuff off. Her name is, let me see. Yeah, up early. No, I haven't gone to bed yet. I'm so the gal's name is Kate Regan Designs. She's actually Carolyn Sadowski, and it's under Kate, Cate Regan Designs on Etsy. And I'll try to remember to put that below. Let me see if I can do it here. Kate Regan Designs. And .e. Okay, let's see. There. Kate Regan Designs on Etsy. So she has handmade watercolors. And I got a little pan, and then I got some individual pans. I was going to bring a pan up to put these in, which I haven't done yet, which I need to do. Let's see. Well, I do have a tray. I can just set them in here. So this is how she packages it, with nice little ribbon and all of that. And pretty paper. And so these are some of the individuals that I got. Looks like she added an extra little blob of that one. Not sure. Maybe it's supposed to be a thank you or something. But she has a swatch card here. I'm sorry, but it got a little bit crumbly. So she just taped them on the swatch card, but I'll make another swatch card, but it doesn't have this hunter green is a thank you, I guess, because she included a thank you. And how nice is that? So let me wet those and let's see what they look like. I got a blue, it's a vegan traditional paint, verdigris, French lilac, asparagus, nougat, pistachio, and Eton blue, it says. So grab a watercolor brush. If I can find one that's not too dirty. Does that have water in it? Huh. Oh, this is one that sucks it up. Okay. I've got so many different kinds of brushes. I don't know who made this one. It says Prime Design or something like that on it. But this one has it works like those ink pens where you can stick it in the water and pull up the plunger to fill it. And it pulls the water up into this part of it. It's kind of cool. So let's get some watercolor cardstock out here. Got a scrap here. Let's look at this. I was really interested in this gold. See what it would be like. This green is pretty vibrant. And I'm going to have to go back on her Etsy store to see which is which. That's a nice limey green. This is kind of a more foresty or olivey green. I like that too, very earthy. Just cleaning out my brush in between. This is kind of a blue green. I don't know if I picked up enough pigment with that one. It seems a little less pigmented. Yeah, this one's a little bit different paint. Get some water down there. There we go. Get some water on there. Yeah, this one's not as pigmented as those other two, I think. And then we've got this one, which is a nice dark blue-green, I think. Oh, yeah. That's lovely. That's a lovely color. Just cleaning my brush in between. Okay, so then we've got this blue. This one looks almost like a purpley blue. Nice midnighty color. And this one, I thought I'd try, oh yeah, this is like a royal purple. Get some water out here. This brush is a little bit different. That's a nice color too. Okay. And then this, not sure what this is. This is just a little blob that was there. Oh, that's different. That must be the hunter. That must be the hunter right there. Okay, so those are the individual pans that I got. And then this little set is another one. Let's see if I can get into it. There we go. So Dana, why are you up early? There, she's got her label on the front of the little set. And look at the shimmer in these. These are shimmery paints. Let's wet that down. This set right here is called Chameleon Color Shift Watercolor Paint. And it's a set of shifting shades. I like that idea. I'll get a big one. Should have a better brush for this. Yeah, here we go. This one I don't have to squeeze as hard. This one I'm having to squeeze quite a bit to get the water to flow. Prime Design, something like that. Messed up sleep. Oh, I'm sorry you've been sick. That's not fun. Jeez. Yeah, I have not been sick. We've traveled for about 2 months this winter because I did not want to spend the winter in Iowa. So we left before the holidays and just got back recently. So I haven't been doing as much with my art because I was traveling. Ooh, look at that. You see the shimmer? That's pretty. So, when I got back here, it was cold, of course, and I've been moving things upstairs because my basement is too cold for me to be working in. It was great fun. I mean, I got to spend the holidays with my grandkids, and oh, that blue is pretty. We went places that we hadn't been before. I was in states that I'd never been in before. We went south from here through, let's see, we were in Missouri, Illinois. I don't think we were in Indiana. We were in Kentucky and Tennessee. And wow. Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. Yeah, I highly recommend it. So we kind of stayed in some places a little bit longer than others. we're trying to miss the weather because, down south they were having some weather issues too. I've forgotten what colors I've done and which ones I haven't. I did that one, I know, because that's what I don't think I've done this purple. We tried to stay out in front of the weather because, they were having tornadoes and all of that kind of stuff down south. And my intention was to be gone longer. But my husband decided we should head back north when the weather started looking not so great. Oh, that needs water. Okay. I'll just wet the pan down a little bit more. So, we saw several cousins and the kids and that sort of stuff. 1, 2. Oh, I haven't done that green. That's what I'm missing, right? Is the green? You're in Central Florida. So more like Orlando area or further south from there? I'm not sure. Yeah, we went all over in Florida. We were... that does not look green, does it? Maybe that's the whole color shift part of it. Let me get... We started out coming down along the East Coast, by Canaveral and all of that. Stayed just south of Melbourne in B&B, and went down to Fort Lauderdale because we have family down there too, and then came up through the grasslands through the midsection. And Winter Haven, okay, I know where that is. We kind of came through there. Came through the grasslands, which, Winter Haven is kind of like, picking up the wrong color. Duh. And stayed on the westerly side of Orlando, went up along the western coast then to, more of the Destin, Pensacola area before we headed westerly across those other states. So, see, now that looks brown to me. It does not look green like it's green in the pan. It's got the color shift green in it, so I think you have to use quite a bit to get the green to show up. See that? I don't even think it's showing up green on the screen, but here's the color in the pan. It looks very blue-green in the pan. And I guess I'll have to see what it's like when it dries down. Interesting paints, right? No, no. I drove we have a minivan, and I drove that, and we just stayed where we were. We rented places because, gasoline, by the time you have a van or a motorhome, it costs as much to run that up and down the road and to find a place to park and rent a place to park for it as it does to rent a hotel or a B&B or a, what do they call that? We stayed at like a holiday resort, all kinds of things. Yeah, it is, right? It is. So that's from Kate Regan Designs, but it is different, because when you look at the paints themselves, they don't look like what's on the page. They do the whole color shift thing. Let me dry that a little bit and see if it changes even more when you dry it. Oh yeah. Yeah, now that I'm drying it, there's more of that green coming out. So maybe that's the thing. Yeah, see it, you get a flash. Get a flash of that green if I hold it just right there. See the flash? Yeah, timeshares are fun. 2 weeks away. All right. Well, we don't have a timeshare. My husband's not big on travel. I love to travel. So this, last 2 years we've kind of been cloistered with the whole illness thing, and so we haven't gone anywhere. And when it came around to this winter, I said, I'm not spending the winter up here in the north. It's too cold. I want to go someplace. So I said, are you coming with me or not? So I'm going. I was going no matter what. Hey, Susan, how are you? The last one? I didn't? Which one? This one? This one here is this one, right? This red. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's that cup. I don't know. There's the red. This one was this one here, which is, comes out starting to look about the same, but it's got that green flash to it. This one is the purpley one, I think. I'm going to have to label these. See? Because it's got kind of a pinky purple. This is the blue here. And this one is the darker blue. Oop, get some water on my brush. That's the darker blue. And it dries down different. And then the last one is this one, right? Oh, maybe that's the one I didn't do. Yeah. Okay, so let's dry that. How you doing, Susan? She's saying morning, Dana. Yeah. So let's try that. That one there was the one you were talking about, I think. Let me get that dry. So you can see what it looks like. It's supposed to have that color shift. And that's kind of a mauve-y. Trying to see what the undertone is. The undertone is a red, looks like, on that one. Really hard to capture on video. This blue has more of a purpley. Where's the color splash thing? If I could get the flash. This has more of a purpley tone. This one has more of a teal. This blue has kind of a, almost a silver, I want to say, on it. I do like them. Well, I'm glad you're doing good. So I was playing around with, what you missed that I was doing is I was playing around with this new Works tool because I've been moving upstairs and I didn't want to have all these separate tools. So I got this Works thing from We Are that's supposed to do it all. And what I was doing was I was making, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but they've got a tool that has pegs in it to put your stencils on to hold it in place when you're stenciling. And so I was trying to create that out of that Works thing. So if you haven't seen that part, what I did is I punched holes in my stencil so it can go on pegs so it can stay there, and then I can do my stenciling on my tool. So anyway, those were the things I was going to show you guys, that I just had sitting out on my desk and I hadn't played with yet. The Kate Regan paints. And I do really like these colors. These are the flat colors instead of the shimmery ones. They're gorgeous. So I think I'm gonna try to wind it down, put this stuff away, and see if I can go to sleep because I haven't been to bed yet. So I know it's early for you guys over there in Florida, but it's way late for me, so I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hey, Camlock, hello. So I will see you again. We Are has a YouTube channel with how-to videos. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that, Susan, because eventually I'm gonna want to change that blade, and don't know if it's possible. So I gotta find it out, right? And if it's not possible, I'm going to be talking to We Are because they listen to their customers. I think they do a pretty good job of it. I don't know if you guys have seen the new cinch tool they're coming out with. It's got different cartridges that are going to go into it. I think that's pretty cool. I'm from Iowa, Dana. I'm from Iowa. So we get all the nasty cold weather up here. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you again soon. Bye.